following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
We're on time this time.
Oh,
who would have thought? Who would have thought we're actually on time this time around?
Bringing on the power.
This is what happens when we actually get a schedule.
Yes.
Yeah, we're actually on time. Believe it or not, we're on time for 8 o'clock Eastern time. I don't even have a watch on, but I don't care. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I do, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's a Seahawk watch on top of it all. So
Is it
I'm
in
ready
military
here.
time? Is it in military time?
It is not. So I have not been in the military in over 20. So I am not doing that.
Dang it. Disappointment. Do you like the new sound?
I do.
That is top quality right there.
And we also got...
That one's a good one.
That's outstanding.
Because why the heck not? And we also have one more.
What you have done has made
God
very unhappy.
Hopefully that will not be the case tonight. Okay?
Yeah, I know, right? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from the Department of BS, from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. My name is Dan Cruz. From the capital region of Albany, New York, that's Dustin Henry from No Credentials Required. From the Belly Up Fantasy Life and all over across major articles and wherever the heck you find them. From the great state of Texas, that's Kevin Wilson in the middle. This is Seahawks Sessions. We're presented by our friends over at the Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media Networks, part of the Time to BS family of shows. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Google, that doesn't exist anymore, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Crap, what else? Follow the show wherever you get your podcasts. And
that's right.
Don't forget to...
Can I at least say that if we're on Amazon, is that like we've arrived or what?
I don't know.
It
right?
could qualify.
I would say it does.
We'll get to that down the road if we've arrived at certain points. You know what I mean? It's we're still getting there.
We're
you know what
striving.
I mean?
No question.
We're getting there. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads follow me at Daniel Smooth, Kevin at stuff. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe to the show. I need coffee. Good Lord. And for those joining in the live stream, where we are live every Friday during the NFL season, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to engage with the comments and be nice. I know who you are.
That's right.
Don't make me come find you. I will. I won't be Liam Neeson, but I'll be Liam Neeson, the new Naked Gun movie.
Which I saw, by the way.
How was that?
It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't the first one.
You're redoing Naked Gun. Like, how hard is that?
Well,
how hard is that to do? Like that's difficult.
Trying to redo Leslie Nielsen, you're going to fail. Let me just say that.
That's tough. And I think it's a general commentary, and I mean, here we go. We're going on the trail as we often do.
You know what that calls for? The BS Express is in full force. Is that Kevin's favorite sound?
It is. Absolutely.
I gotta wait for the long tail. It's got the long tail on it. But I will say, so I think in general, and let me know if you both agree with me, but I think there is such a hesitancy to do new ideas in the movie space. Everyone wants the proven IP because the movie industry, it's not doing as well as it once did.
No.
Everyone knows this. So people are trying to take the safe bets. If a property is based on a book that sold well or comics, or they're trying to take advantage of nostalgia, and oftentimes it works. Oh, remember when this was popular when you were a kid? We're redoing it. That's all that's the direction they choose now. People do not want to do original ideas in movies. And if they do, they pay the price.
If you want any further example of how much the movie industry is taking a hit? Spaceballs is getting remade.
I heard this, and please don't do that.
Please don't do that. I mean,
Don't.
can we all come into agreement here? There is one movie that you absolutely cannot remake: Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do
You
that.
can't make that today.
No, you couldn't make it today, and they would put jokes in there that would not be remotely funny, and
It's
so
impossible to do.
no, it is not possible to do. If you want to watch something that's absolutely hilarious, just pull it up, watch that movie.
Just watch Blazing Saddles and just grab a bowl of popcorn and just say, let's play a game. Take a shot every time you think that a joke would get this movie canceled in less than 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You're gonna be
hammered.
You're gonna need an ambulance by the time that.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. So I'm gonna have to tell you about one of the stupidest decisions I ever made in college. Okay.
Oh no, we better strap in right here.
This
Story time with Dustin.
I mean, it's nothing terrible, but it's like looking back, I'm surprised we even made it as far as we did. Which one of you gentlemen, if not both, have seen the movie Dazed and Confused?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Richard Linklater movie. It's good.
Great movie. Great movie.
So you know how much they say man in that movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we decided to play a drinking game that we had found on the internet at the time. And you're supposed to drink. We used beer, and they said take a drink of beer every time anybody says man. Okay. We made it to the Moon Tower party. And we're like, we can't do this anymore. It was so bad. And people, so I was telling that story to somebody, and they're like, the Moon Tower's not even that far into the movie. I was like, hey, it's farther than you think. And also, how far would you get?
So there's the question that comes up right here.
Yeah.
The person that suggested this, had he seen the movie prior to the suggestion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then he was just trying to get drunk. That's what that was.
Yeah. And it was and Kevin, you know what it was? It was like that late teens, early 20s, like, oh, we can make it through this. Like,
we can definitely do this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, have you? This may be a terrible example, but like this is a favorite game that my mom has done. She hates Twilight. Hates the movie Twilight.
Okay.
I will tell you why.
On this one.
I will tell you why. So she despises Kristen Stewart.
I knew that was going to be the answer. I knew
every time. No, whenever she watches Twilight, the last 2 times I've watched this movie with her, I'm like, why do you hate this actress so much? And she tells me, because Kristen Stewart has this random habit in this movie to just bristle her hair to the side. And I go, do you want to take a shot every time she does it? And she goes, I'd be hammered in 5 minutes. Horrible.
I must say that I never kept track of that part.
It's weird because she has this weird fine attention to detail where she's like, I don't like this, and she hates Beyonce, and don't get me started on that because
but that's well outside my musical genre anyway.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, the BS Express is in full force.
Yeah.
Delightful. We're on the train to nowhere.
You know what you have to do, though?
Drinks are free.
The next time your mom comments on Beyonce and that she dislikes her, just with a straight face, this is what I need you to do. And I need you to report. I need you to report back and let me know how it goes. Just say, Mom, I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Can I do it, Kevin? Can I play the sound?
Yes, please do so.
All right.
You know what? It was good.
Yeah, that's just how we want to play at the beginning of our show. We want people to be engaged.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll
take the crickets. I'll take the crickets.
The crickets are like Dustin's a magnet for the crickets.
He is. He absolutely is.
But you know what? It suits his character. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy! So, what do you guys want to talk about? There's a lot of there really isn't a lot of news going on around.
No,
the
we don't
season.
need to get into news, but football is back, baby.
Yeah.
Football is back.
Yeah.
Ain't that just delightful?
It is delightful, and
Nothing terrible possibly happened last night as we're recording. Nothing at all. Nothing.
Nobody got hit by lightning, so we got that at least.
Yeah,
and,
that was a positive.
although there was a certain person that
There was
hit.
the despicable act of picking.
I must say that I was not aware. I was not aware that that many people be spitting on the field.
Yeah.
Apparently, during an NFL game, and I must say, are we gross or just what the damn deal is with that?
Okay, so for those who haven't followed, it's one game into the season. We're already discussing this crap.
Yeah.
Right. And the game had started for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
It was the fastest ejection in a game. So I wrote this down. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I get this correct. Okay, since 2005, when 2 players got kicked out before the game even started.
Oh man.
How the hell is that possible?
Man.
Well, interestingly enough, it was also an Eagles player that pulled that off. That was Jeremiah Trotter that did that.
Oh man.
Really?
Yes.
Wasn't he like a reporter for a hot minute?
I think so.
I think so.
Jeremiah Trotter and Kevin Mathis, a cornerback for Atlanta.
Oh man.
Wow.
They were kicked out of the game before it even started.
Did they get punched in the nuts or something like that?
I just didn't look into it any further than that. But, when you get kicked out and it's 6 seconds in, and I have to say, Dak, remarkable self-composure, because somebody who's spitting on me, you better stand by for a heavy response because that's just absolutely gross.
He started it, right?
I know he did. I know, but
Dak
he didn't
started
spit
it
on somebody. He didn't. Nearer people, okay, and that is his. And I don't know, buy this or don't.
By the way,
he said he does that on the field all the time,
which
Yeah.
is
gross.
Which I could speak from experience. Like, listen, you have a mouthpiece. Sometimes your mouth fills up with saliva.
Oh,
You got to hock a loogie. Sometimes you got to do it.
Dak has done this ever since I drafted him out of college. It's not a big deal. He wasn't spitting at anyone, okay? We got bigger fish to fry. I'd like it advertised that we stopped the run last night.
Oh, geez.
What's that? We didn't stop him? All right, back to the drawing board.
Well, I must say that they stopped better than I expected because Barkley averaged 3.31 yards per carry. Now, if that's not getting shut down, I don't know what is.
By his standards, that's shut down. I'll agree
By the
with you
way,
there.
we have comments coming in
Already, let's
our
bring them.
delightful friend Ryan enters the room.
Okay.
8 seconds into tonight's game in Sao Paulo in Brazil. No one got ejected for spitting on an opponent, and no one has been carted off.
Okay, good news.
Yeah,
Good news all around.
The card off. That was tough to see.
Anytime someone's carted off the field, I don't care who they play for, no one wants to see that.
Yeah,
I could tell. I can imagine who he was thinking. He was like, "Really? Come on, just like, really?"
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Kevin, you were talking about the fastest ejection to a game. Now, I can't remember this player's name. I cannot remember him, but he played for the Seahawks. And coming out of the tunnel, he took his helmet off and bashed it over his head like 3 times and cut his head open, and he was bleeding all over. I don't even think he played.
Give me a second.
He had to get medical attention.
Yeah, you need some attention and all its wonderful forms doing something like that.
I thought.
Give me a second.
I think his first name was Owen, if I remember correctly.
Owen Schmidt. Ironically enough, during the 2009 season.
Oh man, the year of Aaron Curry.
Year of Aaron Curry. Oh God, the 1 year of Jim Mora Jr.
No, what a year.
Please don't let it be true.
Oh geez.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Terrible.
But yeah, let's talk about kickoff to the NFL season with Eagles Cowboys because Dak started that. I'm defending Jalen Carter with this.
Well,
Okay.
I could spin it at in a direction. Okay, what are we 5 years old? Spitting on somebody else is gross.
It is.
Super unsanitary.
Spitting in a direction is bad enough, but actually spitting on someone, and he needs to get taken to the back room somewhere and made and forced to write, "I will not spit on anyone" 500 times.
You're on a chalkboard, like
On
in
a
The Simpsons.
chalkboard, just like on The Simpsons.
Bart.
Remember that?
Oh,
Bart
yeah.
Simpson,
At the beginning of every
intro,
episode,
yes.
he was writing, "I will not," whatever it was.
Mhm.
That's what Jalen Carter needs to be doing. He needs to be sit down for a game or so, and because
Spitgate.
this is absolute This the
Oh,
maturity
that's
level
terrible.
is in the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, we got to do better. We got to do
Well,
better.
and they maybe they should wheel him out on that Hannibal Lecter thing that he's on at Silence of the Lambs, where they have him on the thing. Just wheel him out there. But I have to say, the person that I feel bad for in all of this is Brian Schottenheimer, and I'm going to tell you why. Because in my opinion, the Cowboys played as well as they possibly could last night,
Especially in the
did.
first half. Yes.
and it still wasn't enough. And I normally I don't agree with Chris Collinsworth often. Now here's a guy, but he kept saying it. He's like,
Hold
if
on.
Jalen Carter, if Jalen
Let's do
Carter
it.
was in this game, they would have to double team him, and it completely allowed for Dallas to get some penetration
Crap.
on the offensive line. And Javonte Williams didn't look great last night, but
No, but
he did.
two
Yeah.
TDs.
Yep,
He's on
2
my
TDs.
fantasy team. I'll take it.
He's on mine, but I had him benched, Kevin. So I'm not
Me
happy.
too.
Well, I
Me
got 4
too.
teams.
Yeah, me too. In one of my leagues, I had him benched as well because you're not starting any Dallas Cowboys player, running back against that Philadelphia defense. You're just not
Until
gonna-
Jalen Carter spat in the face of Dak Prescott.
right, and they went
Yeah.
straight down the field, remember, and scored
Yeah.
the opening touchdown.
They looked.
I hate
they looked
football
crisp.
sometimes.
I know they looked crisp, but I'm sure Ryan and I are gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Thursday's game and Friday's game. But
Yep.
that's the first thought I had. I feel bad for Brian Schottenheimer. This is his first head coaching opportunity. It's gonna be a long year because
He's like, really?
they played as well as possible, I think, and they still lost.
And given lightning and everything else that happened, and you got to the first half was it was entertaining first half,
Yeah.
and then the lightning came and both offenses pretty much went in the shell. But my main question is, where in the world was AJ Brown?
Oh man.
Yeah, he was non-existent.
And it was funny because after the game on Facebook, I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a little poster that somebody put up saying AJ Brown missing. We will
The
pay
milk carton.
for his safe return.
Oh,
He's on a
man.
milk carton.
Yes, and one catch.
Against the
I can
terrible
catch
secondary, might
I
I
can
add.
catch a pass on accident and go 8 yards.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to call.
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
Oh man, the family.
I mean,
buzzer
you
is out
can. I mean, you can, but I'm like, I couldn't go very far.
No, I'm not saying that I would. I'd go 8
Okay.
yards, go down, and then head to the sideline, and that'd be the end of me. So,
Possibly
but,
heaving.
one catch.
Yeah.
That's all he had.
By the
Yeah.
way, this is a guy who was considered to be significantly better than DK Metcalf
Mm-hmm.
when they came out of college.
Yeah.
At the same time at Ole Miss, by the way.
Hmm.
And say what you want, kind of is, but it. How How is one catch against that terrible of his defense?
One catch and one target.
Unbelievable.
That's all.
Yeah, that's the insane part to me. But then again, I'll say it. We get angry as fantasy football fans because you drafted AJ Brown to be your number one wideout. On any
You
team
took
that
him in the second round at the very latest.
Yeah, but for real football, they decided to go with what was working. Jalen Hurts was destroying them. He had plenty of running room.
Absolutely.
The lanes were so. I mean, they were going with what was working for that time. But
he had 4 incompletions the entire game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
4.
Really good year.
And but 62 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
So you had to like that. And and I had nothing really great to say about Dallas Goedert, but 7 catches.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to like that. And
good tight end too. He's a good tight end.
He's a good tight end, but he wasn't anywhere near on my top, tight ends list.
No.
But if you're going to get targeted 7 times and catch all 7, you need to look into that. So
yeah. I don't know. It's one game. It's one game. Let's keep in mind here. It's one game.
Like I said, it was an entertaining game, which I thought would not have been the case.
You need that to start the season. When the first game of the year is entertaining, it's like, all right, good start. Good start nonetheless.
Yeah.
Very good start. We also have a contract extension we need to discuss, but we will get to that in a second because it is unfortunately time to go to our mandatory first advertising break. Because as we know, guys, is this show free?
It is not.
Oh.
Unfortunately. So with that being said, let's head over to our friends at SeatGeek. Be right back, guys. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
And we're back.
You
know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Belly Up Sports, all caps, $20 off. First purchase, SeatGeek.com.
And as I've always said, just don't use it to see Peter Gabriel. Okay? Don't do it.
Why is Dustin muted? There he goes. Okay, he's back.
I unmuted myself because there were things I thought were going to happen that did not happen. But
in what context, please?
Oh no!
I thought that the ramen that I was going to have for dinner was gonna come up to say hello. So I got to mute when that happens.
Yeah, but we appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Delightful. We have an extension to get to, ladies and gentlemen. Because massive deal that broke yesterday. Abe Lucas signs a 3-year, $46 million contract extension with the Seahawks. $15.34 million per year, something like that. Some too much math. $15 million per year, essentially. This is a significantly lower deal than I thought he was going to get.
It's true. It's true.
Who is the cap coordinator of the Seahawks now? Matt Thomas is no longer there. I know that for a fact. Who runs their cap now?
Man, we need real-time research.
We need some
research. But I will say this to me, maybe it's because of his health concerns. Maybe that's why they're saying, hey, if you had been healthier. Yeah. But I mean, or maybe he likes what they're building. He wants to stay. So
he's from the area too.
Yeah. So maybe it's just a case of wanting a team-friendly deal. I mean, $15 million a year, nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's a really good contract for a right tackle.
Yeah.
Especially when, if you'd get more if your quarterback was left-handed, of course. But other than that,
this
works.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
And I have the interesting fact here to see if you, especially you, Dan, if you were aware of this or not, that he is only the second offensive lineman to get a second contract in the John Schneider era.
Really?
Only the second one, the first being Justin Britt.
Yes.
So they must really think highly of this guy to do this. And I had heard nothing that this was even in the works.
Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know about this
until it was announced that they had done it. And we've commented on the offensive line during the preseason. He's been out there. He looked, he had an injury.
Yeah,
he came back and did not look like himself a year ago.
No,
but he's played in the preseason. He's looked good. So they said, "Hey, let's get this done," and they did.
He's got a gigantic, boulder in his face, by the name of Nick Bosa. In 2 days, he's lined up next. He's lined up aside from Nick Bosa against the 49ers.
Good luck with that.
Charles Cross is coming next, right?
You would think,
you would think,
you would certainly believe that would be the case, and as long as his finger's okay. And,
it's not even just that. He's your left tackle.
That's right.
He's your left tackle.
Right back to what I was saying earlier. He's right-handed quarterback, so your left tackle needs to be solid, which he is.
He's been solid since he got drafted.
Yay for him, because he was a first-round draft pick.
9th overall, by the way.
That's right, and I highly supported that. And I believe I was live at that point also, just like when they went Gray Zabel. So I highly support both of those first-round draft picks.
Yep. So out of that class, the 2022 class, the Charles Cross, the Abe, aside from Lucas because he just got signed, the Maffeys of the world, the Tariq Woolens of the world. Do you think it's going to be Cross and Lucas that will be the first two signed? Because Woolen's the interesting one here. Woolen's the interesting one because
he's got stuff to prove still.
When he's on, he's one of the better corners in football.
He is, and that's the issue, though.
That's the problem. When he's on,
he's the Dennis Rodman 98 Bulls analogy. When he's on, he's an integral part of the defense.
Yes.
And then there's games where it's like he took the game off, or he does something that you're thinking, well, that was boneheaded, but that's the problem. People are going to put up with it because of his obvious talent. But the thing is, it's inconsistent. So I think
he's been really inconsistent. You're right, Dustin. And the other thing, Maffei's tricky too, because out of that entire class, which, we can look up for lack of a better term, the entire draft, Kenneth Walker is also in the contract discussion too.
Yeah.
So is Kobe Bryant.
And Kenneth Walker, as I've said many times, need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then you cast him adrift.
Those six
picks, the first right there.
Yeah, the first 6 picks of this draft class, I would probably assume 4 of them are getting re-signed. 4 of them are getting. I would assume maybe 3 or 4 of them are getting re-signed. Charles Cross, Lucas, obviously.
Yep.
Because it just happened. Maffei is the interesting one here because if he was getting 15 or more sacks every year for the better part of the last 2 years, he'd be getting 30 million plus.
Right. Because we've seen
probably 25. Probably 25. But then I think Walker and Woolen have proved one thing, is that corners and running backs grow on trees.
They kind of do. I mean,
they kind of do nowadays, which is which Dustin, you and I talked about this like months ago. The whole wide receivers grow on trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about this.
The wide receiver market is, you can find somebody. You can find somebody for sure.
The whole running back by committee thing has been a recurring trend in the NFL for years now. And you're starting to see around the NFL wide receiver by committee.
Yeah.
You've been seeing it. Kansas City, perfect example. They've done it.
Yeah.
They've won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls because of wide receiver by committee.
Well, and I mean, part of that is they would like
You also have a Hall of Fame quarterback, but that's beside the point. Like,
yes,
that's beside the point.
And a Hall of Fame tight end.
Yeah,
sure. And but I think if Woolen were to be available in the trade market, I'm not saying Pritchett, but you would have to get like a top tier pass rusher back in return, because the Eagles have proved it is that, hey, you can have, average defensive backs aside from maybe 2 guys.
Yeah.
But then if your front 7 is elite, you're going to get the doors blown off you on the offensive line.
Yeah. If you can have the pass rush can solve a lot of problems. And it's to be determined. I will admit I had to eat a little bit of crow last night because I had forgotten about some of the Eagles' defensive losses that they had from this past season. And you could say a lot of things about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but he would have looked better than those corners last night. He
would have looked a lot better at safety than a couple of those other guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, like, it's all a shoot. You never know, but a pass rush can solve a lot of problems.
Look at us.
I think you're right. We don't really have one right now. Now we'll see what happens. But Boye Mafe, it was thought that he would be that guy, but he's not that guy yet.
He's a rotational pass rusher, which is
right, and you're not giving that kind of a contract to a rotational pass rusher.
No, he'll get you 9-10 sacks.
Yeah.
So will Derek Hall,
but
probably so will Uchenna, who's, by the way, out this week with injury concerns. But whatever. So will DeMarcus Lawrence. But you need that demon on the edge. You need that, and they don't have one right now. Which I don't know what the market's like. Maybe they call Cincinnati and say, "Hey, Trey Hendrickson, what do you want?" And maybe that discussion gets opened up again. Who knows? But
well, after this year, that's the only person they need to talk to.
Well, which brings us back to the offensive line. I mean, I think you've really began to see it with Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl and they destroyed Kansas City the first time.
Absolutely did.
And Tampa Bay brought the mold. It's like, okay, you can have good quarterback play, but as long as you have a great offensive and defensive line, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. And sure enough, like, Kansas City did it twice. The Eagles, they proved it last season. You're bringing, like, and this is going to help Kevin a lot because, old school football mentality in this regard is going to tickle his fancy, which is fantastic. And old school mentality of football is coming back. The old 2000s and the 90s era.
Yeah.
Which is what's old is new again. And Abe Lucas getting re-signed, it really helps because Pete would have let him walk.
You're probably right.
Probably.
Pete, all the things
that's obvious because, as I just said, he's only the second offensive lineman, a second year, contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, Kevin and I won't speak for Kevin, but I will say I was more of a Pete Carroll fan than you, Dan. You've been the lone the biggest dissenter of his tenure for the last bit of it. Obviously it went very well. It went very well at the beginning. Well, not at the very beginning, but he found his stride. But the thing that you've been right about is Pete, we can see it now. He abjectly refused to prioritize the offensive line. He never did it. And it will be interesting to see what he does in Vegas.
Very curious.
Curious because he doesn't have Russell Wilson. And I think the reason why he didn't pay so much attention to the offensive line because Russell Wilson was probably the best at getting out of danger of any quarterback. Of his era, at least.
At his peak, yes. At his peak.
Absolutely.
He got down. He got out of bounds better than any other quarterback.
Correct.
And they took advantage of that. And towards the end there, though, that started to not be the case anymore. And we've seen the results of that.
It wasn't great. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. This is a throwback team. This has a different feel. They're not doing the bell cow running back approach. I don't think so. Charbonnet has proven too much that he's going to be on the field. And
he's going to be on the field regardless.
That's why he's on 2 of my fantasy teams.
Yeah, and that's a smart.
And that's
play,
why
Kevin.
Dustin, I stepped in front of him and took him in our live draft. And and I was like, I'm sorry, Dustin, I got to do this. And
you were smart to do it because at some point, smart money says Kenneth Walker is going to go down. I hope it doesn't happen.
Me too.
But I love the approach that they're doing because they're pretty much doing the opposite of what almost everybody in the NFL is doing right now. And it's either going to pay dividends and it's either going to blow up in their face. But I love the fact that they're trying something different.
Which is nice to see because how many times have we talked about the Pete Carroll tenure and have all said, why hasn't this man just prioritized the offensive line?
Yeah, we've been screaming for it for years.
10 years.
And so, he's in Vegas, of course, and he's got Geno Smith. And if he doesn't have an offensive line, that's not going to go well.
Raider fans, hear me and hear me now. Good luck. I tweeted this to a couple Raider fans. I say, I am so sorry. Did you guys see the George Kittle press conference during the preseason?
No.
When they were playing the Raiders?
I make it a habit not to watch George Kittle.
My God. So George Kittle basically said, it was like, we looked at the defensive schemes of the Raiders in preseason against when they played the Seahawks, and then we looked at the 2015 Seahawks defensive film, and we were like, holy crap, it's the same type of defense. And I pretty much threw my arms in the air. I was like, thank you. Now, I've been saying this for the last 8 or 9 years, but no one wants to listen to me.
I mean, it's true. You can't argue with it, but at the same time,
he doesn't adjust.
He doesn't.
He doesn't adjust.
He doesn't
change.
He never did that. He never did that. The difference was in his first go around in those drafts, he drafted the players that could bail him out of that.
Right.
Okay.
And he was taking guys in the 5th and 6th round that were all pros.
Yeah.
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 That was the saving grace of Pete, Pete's, whole entire Seahawk career.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 Hall of
They
Famers.
got guys in the 5th and 6th round, and then they turned out to all be starters, and not just starters, but outstanding football players.
2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Sherman and Cam. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing that, you can kind of stay pat a little bit. And but at some point you have to.
We didn't mean to get you this fired
No,
up.
you're fine.
We don't want to start any.
I love doing this
today. Okay.
No, I love doing these. I love doing this because it reassures the fact that I was right, and people that said that, like, oh yeah, you just don't know what you're talking about because Pete Carroll's a great coach. Like, watch the tape. Watch the games. Actually watch the games. Did they change your scheme? No. It took him the last couple of years to change from a 4-3 to a 3-4 scheme, but it was the same damn defense.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, and I think I could say both things could be true. Okay, both things could be true. He can be.
Things can be true at the same time.
Yes, he can be. He is a great coach, but he also struggles to adjust. And I mean, the thing is, okay, I'm not as old. I'm not old enough really to remember this, but at one time, Al Davis irrefutably was one of the greatest football minds for the game.
That's true.
He was the AFL commissioner. He was, he did a lot of things. He went toe to toe with the NFL.
That's way back before any of our times he was doing that.
Yeah. He had he went up against the NFL many times. He had some crazy reasons, but he was crazy like a fox. And the thing is, in the 80s, his style of play was perfect. The Raiders were good in the 70s, 80s, and into the early 90s. But eventually,
that's when I absolutely, without doubt, hated the Raiders.
Yes.
Ugh.
But
and the only reason why the 49ers have replaced them in that hate parade is because the Seahawks are no longer in the same division as the Raiders.
Yep.
This is true.
But, that's the thing. Al Davis, what a lot of people remember him for now is the later version of Al Davis, who had lost his fastball, couldn't find it. But you can't examine Al Davis without remembering that at one time he was brilliant. And I think the same can be said for Pete Carroll. I think his system can work, but he needs to adjust, and he just won't do it.
He won't. He refuses to do it, and by then it'll be too late. And by then,
he's going to have to adjust some because he's never had a tight end like he has in Vegas now.
Oh my God, Brock Bowers!
Yes,
that's
so
crazy.
and they actually have
please.
2 tight ends.
Michael Mayer, yes, Notre Dame.
So that's 2 better tight ends than he had in his entire Seahawk team.
Yeah,
Jimmy Graham is a Hall of Famer. Let's be real.
Well, he is, but he wasn't a Hall of Famer on the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Point.
By the time he got to the Seahawks, it was kind of, it was
it was coming off the rails a little bit. So,
anyway, we
it's time to preview those aforementioned 49ers, though.
It is
they're
time.
Playing our Seahawks in week 1.
Thank you for that, Dustin. Thank you.
That's a nice dovetail right into that.
my brain farted there. It was not fun. It was so yes, we do need to get to the first game of the NFL season at home at 4:00 Eastern time on this Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers, who, by the way, Christian McCaffrey has been ruled as questionable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's one of those scenarios because I drafted him, as you're well aware, Dustin, when we were live.
Yes.
And it's one of those scenarios where you hope he does well, but the Seahawks win the game.
And so it begins. So
it begins.
We do know the 3 players are out. Jake Bobo's out. Derek Young is out. And Uchenna Nwosu is out. That's it.
Okay. We can live with that.
Anthony Bradford has been ruled as, he's ready to go, but he does have a back issue, which is like, okay, big offensive lineman. He's got a bad back. What do you want to do? So, shall we begin our new segment?
Yes, I think
here in this program. I forgot to make the graphic. I'm sorry, Kevin. I stole. But it is time for Kevin's keys to the game. Kevin, go, my friend. What do you got?
Okay, so the first key, I'm going to have 3 each week.
3
and
keys.
The first key is, we mentioned Kittle a moment ago, and the Seahawks need to keep him under control. As the wide receivers of the 49ers scare no one. And I was looking at it last year in that game in Seattle, he scored 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
He missed the game in San Francisco, and he's still one of the top 5 tight ends in football.
Easily.
So,
I'd say that.
So they need to keep a wrap on him. So that's number 1. Number 2 is they need to make sure that the quarterback stays upright, and they're talking about running, their power offense, and they're talking about, all this tight ends, and they're going to do, all this. Mm-hmm. So the end result of that needs to be an offensive line. We've discussed that a million times, but they need to keep him upright.
Sam Darnold
needs to stay upright in this game and not have to face 1,000, miles of rush, because if he's on 3rd and 10, it's going to not go well. So that's my second one. And the third one is I'm going to go and say, an appeal to Seahawk fans, because I keep hearing that of opposing fans are invading Seahawks, games, and that maybe 50% of the people at this game are going to be 49ers fans. This is totally unacceptable. The Seahawks had one of the greatest home field advantages in all of football. It was loud. They couldn't hear on the offensive line, the calls and all that. And they're talking about they're going to have these police officers in civilian clothes at the game looking for people who, are usurping the rules and getting into the game and whatever. All that needs to stop. The Seahawks fans need to show up. This is the 49ers.
Yeah.
This is the biggest rival in all of Seahawks. No one else comes close to the rivalry that the Seahawks and the 49ers have.
Yeah.
And you need to show up. You need to be loud. You need to just be there. And so my appeal, Seahawk fans, get to the game and drown out these. We don't want to hear a single voice of a 49ers fan at that game. Not one.
Did you guys see the new report that's out that the Seahawks are disguising undercover officers as 49er fans?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It was awesome.
Come on. That should not even be an issue that they need to, have a plan for. Okay? That Seahawks stadium needs to be Seahawks, the 12th man.
Yep.
Right? They put a flag up and everything else, 12th man. They need to take over that stadium and just be the home field advantage that we know the Seahawks have had in years past. They need to have that again. And if they can do that, those three things, then the Seahawks will be in good shape.
Dustin, I'm feeling overly optimistic. Help.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be that much of a help either because to Kevin's point, the 49ers wide receivers, they don't instill fear in the hearts of people.
It's Jawan Jennings.
Yep.
And that's Ricky Pearsall, and that's pretty much
Ricky
it.
Pearsall, and that's not Jerry Rice. Okay.
But 100% right. You got to take Kittle out of the game because Kittle is Brock Purdy's security blanket. But the question that I have, and I will get into why I am optimistic in a second, but the question that I have for both of you, the 49ers, something's going on with that medical staff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They cannot keep a running back healthy. Look at their history over the past few years. The latest is Christian McCaffrey. He missed more time last year than I believe he did in his entire tenure with the Panthers. Now, part of that is age and other factors. He had a lot of use with the Panthers. But if you go back, Jeff Wilson Jr. signed with the 49ers. He was hurt, missed parts of seasons. Raheem Mostert, he signed with the 49ers. He was hurt, missed most part of seasons. Tevin Coleman, yes, they signed Tevin Coleman.
Jerick McKinnon.
Jerick McKinnon. I don't think either of those guys barely played for the 49ers. So there is something specifically with the running back position where they just can't keep anybody healthy. And it's got to be like a team issue because this is not new for the 49ers.
Not good.
This is it's weird. It's weird. But on to the Seahawks, okay? I know people are going to yell at me. People are going to say it's preseason. People are going to say you can't count the preseason, and that is true. But I'm going to counter with we saw how the run worked in the preseason. Okay, we saw parts, and maybe part of it is that I'm so hungry as a Seahawk fan for a stable offensive line, and it looks like we may have one. But I'm going to counter with, okay, you're going to tell me it's preseason football? That was a condensed playbook. They're not showing what they're going to do on game day, and that worked. And that worked that well. And that was against a lot of Kansas City starters in there to start the game, where Charbonneau went right up the gut and ran all over them. Mm-hmm. And also, Pete, When they played Vegas, Pete had his starters in there, his starting defense for at least the first couple series, and the offensive line moved them around. And that was Gray Zabel lined up across from Max Crosby for his first preseason NFL game. So, I mean,
welcome to the NFL.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm optimistic, Dan, and I feel like the Niners are coming into this game. They're a little bit of a wounded animal right now.
And they're terrified.
Yeah.
Look at
they're 2.5-point favorites. I would like someone.
Yeah,
that
confuses the crap out of me.
Well, it's the first time in how many years that the Seahawks are 2-point dogs at home? Somebody asked Mike McDonald about it in a press conference. I can't remember. It's been a lot of years since the Seahawks were 2-point dogs at home. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of their guys from last year, from the Super Bowl team 2 years ago, no longer there. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're not there. Deebo Samuel, gone. Yeah. Talahunga Hofunga, who's one of their safeties, gone. Mm-hmm. Travarius Ward, gone. Dre Greenlaw, gone. Javon Hargrave, also gone. Javon Kinlaw, gone.
Yep. Ayuk out hurt.
He's out for this game. He's out with a knee injury. He's out with an ACL surgery. But it's a lot of those guys. Like, I'm gonna find their depth chart. Who's the starting defense for the 49ers?
Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact it's nowhere near as good as last year's.
No.
But
and they had problems offensively.
Yep.
But their defense still held up.
Nick Bosa, Jordan Elliott, Kalai Davis, Michael Williams, who's their first-round pick this year, D. Winters, Fred Warner, Renardo Green, who's now in the secondary, Jair Brown, Jason Pinnock, Diamador Lenore, and Upton Stout.
Okay, so before this now, how many of those names have you heard before?
Okay, Warner, Lenore. Lenore talks a lot of crap for being an above-average corner. What is he, Josh Norman?
No,
and even Josh Norman was above average.
Josh Norman
had one great year and then took his crap and dipped.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What the hell? So and then it's, I don't know. I look at San Francisco offensively kind of scares me a little bit.
Because they're going to have some people. Shanahan, say what you want, and
he's a great play caller.
Yes, I'm going to give him a compliment, and I'm going to counter.
Yep, here it comes.
He is a great play caller. So ergo, San Francisco, he will be able to make the offense work. But what he also will do is he will bungle the close of a game. He cannot run out a clock. He cannot hold on to a lead. There are things that there are weaknesses in his game.
And by the way, we're not even talking about the elephant in the room in this whole discussion. Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy, you disrupt his timing, and he's skittish.
And that, if I have a fourth key, that would be it.
You get after Brock Purdy,
and I think that he's held up, pretty well.
He has,
considering everything, and once you get under 1,000 miles of steam coming at you, you can only do so much. So and he got overly criticized. I thought way over the top. For a guy who, he played some great football for them.
He did.
And should we sign him or should we not? That was never a debate in my mind.
No.
They needed to sign him and get him taken care of. And then, of course, that's always the problem, though. They didn't win when he was on that rookie deal.
Nope.
Making $50,000 a game or whatever it was as the last
$50,000 a year or something like that, yeah,
or whatever it was. And the Seahawks are the exact same thing. They won. Yeah. They won in Russell Wilson's first contract year.
Yep.
How many Super Bowls did they win after that? None.
Yeah.
So they had to give them 30 and 40 million or whatever it was. And so the same problem is going to be for the 49ers now.
Now, their offensive line, while good, is Trent Williams, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Trent Williams is getting up there too, isn't he?
He is
37
Yeah.
as of right now. Yes,
37 is like 67 when it comes to football.
Yeah,
I mean, to
yeah.
be fair, Jason Peters played until he was 42, so they're as a left tackle, so that does help.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Peters a bit of an anomaly, I think, but yeah, I see your point. That's one of
I
the
wouldn't want to play till 42 if I was a tackle.
An offensive lineman, nonetheless. But
No.
If you're an NHL defenseman, you got a shot at playing till 50. That seems to be the one.
How long did Gordie Howe play? Until he was 60,
played till
right?
he was 68 or something. It was
something, yeah.
And after he got done playing in the NHL, he was playing with his sons. I heard that story where literally he was in his 60s.
In the WHL, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
And that's back where, you get hit in the face with the puck back then, you have no teeth left.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he played. You ready to guess the amount of seasons in the NHL? And then
22.
Okay, he played 26 seasons in the NHL, and then
close enough.
Then he played 6 seasons in the WHA. He played from 1946. So the year after World War II ended, okay? He played from 1946 to 1980. 1980 was his last game.
Wow. So they went from, because they were still searching for mines in 1946.
Yeah.
All right. To 1980, and that was when Reagan won the presidency.
Yeah. That's insanity.
Every time I think of Ronald Reagan, there's a skit in Family Guy where Reagan
smash. Yeah, I know what you're going for.
Damn it!
Is it dangerously close to my Jerry Jones impression?
It sounds close. It might actually be better. Ronald Reagan, the Seahawks fan.
Oh man.
Okay.
Seahawks fan Ronald Reagan.
That's right. And so, I'm sure that he probably, if you go to his presidential library, you probably find confirmation of that.
Oh man.
I mean, the Seahawks were dangerously close to moving to LA.
They were
dangerously close until Paul Allen took over.
That's right.
There you go.
You see where the co-founder pledged $2 billion?
Oh yeah, Phil Knight.
Yeah.
I read that today. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all you out there better get the Seahawks now. Look, when they get that money in there, people are going to want to play.
Yep.
For them.
Going back to the game.
Yes.
What's your score prediction?
Oh man.
This is because I think it's going to be dangerously close.
I think so.
It will.
It's going to be dangerously close. I think it's going to go to the last 2 plays of the game. I don't
know. I know it's 2.5. I don't know what the over/under is for the game, but
something like that. Something like 4.
I'm going to go 20. I'm going to go 24. Pretty much what we saw yesterday.
Okay.
24-20. Seahawks win the game.
I'm down with that. I'm picking the Seahawks as well. 24-20. I mean, this is a Seahawks podcast. Might as well.
I'm gonna pick them. And week 1 is the hardest to predict because nobody knows. Nobody has any feel for any team yet. But the first thing that came to my mind, I agree with you both. The game is going to feel it's week 1 football. Nobody is at their best.
I'm pumped. Yet. I'm so pumped.
I am excited. I think it's going to be a field goal difference, 23-20 Seahawks.
All right.
It's going to be good because the 49ers, especially if McCaffrey's not healthy, then they're going to have to go to Arendo and the newly acquired Brian Robinson Jr. And also the receivers. Kittle's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting because I don't think Jennings replicates his success from last year. He got an absurd amount of touchdowns last year.
Yeah, and he hates being there. Because they won't give him the deal he wants.
I think he just got it.
Did he?
think he
He got a raise. He didn't get an extension. He got a raise.
Oh, okay. He got the
Okay.
raise. I knew he got
Okay, so
something.
so he might be okay. But
All right.
I'm glad that's the 49ers that gave him the raise, because I would have said, dude, play out your contract and hit the road.
we got about 10 more minutes before we got to close up shop.
Okay.
But do you guys want to hit our worst Seahawk picks the last 15 years? Now we're gonna make this easy. Just give us 3. Because if we give more than 3, we're all gonna be here for the next 4 hours.
All right. There's going to be some overlap with this. There's going to be some overlap, but I going Jermaine and Ifedi.
Correct.
I'm
Good
going LJ Collier. I know LJ Collier is playing for the Cardinals now. I had to research it before the show because I thought he was out of the NFL. But when you pick him as high as you picked him,
after trading Frank Clark, by the way.
Yeah, that's the problem. And it's also they could have gotten projections. Now projections are always a crapshoot. You never know, but they could have gotten. It was widely forecasted that they could have gotten LJ Collier in the 3rd or 4th round, not the first.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, going up and going that high and getting somebody. And I mean, there's somebody else on this list I wanted to go with, but I am a follower of the rules, and we were talking about it before the show. And you know what? I'm going to let you do that, Dan. I'm not going to steal your thunder. So I'm backing out at 2 because I know who you want to discuss, and I'm not going to steal it.
I was torn between Rashad Penny and LJ Collier.
Okay.
Because the Penny pick was universally hated by a lot of people. And he didn't really break out until the second half. Actually, not even the second half, the final final 4 games of his 3rd season.
He had 2,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Okay. And he wound up being hurt.
Yeah, he couldn't.
So that takes him out of consideration as far as I'm
a lot.
I don't know if I can agree with that, Kevin. Here, Dan, I'll let you finish your thought, and then I'll go into my reasoning why, in case you hit it first.
And then my worst draft pick last 15 years, Dwayne Eskridge.
All right,
I will tell you why. Kevin knows why.
Okay,
who was picked after him? 4-time All-Pro center Creed Humphrey for the Kansas City Chiefs.
We would have loved him on the offensive line.
Which I believe I tweeted multiple times. You need to fire Pete Carroll right now.
You probably did. Somebody go into the internet time machine and check his tweets.
I'm gonna check my Twitter machine to see how many times I've tweeted.
All right,
fire Pete Carroll right now. I'll check this.
I'll give you some time to tabulate that. And Kevin, I was kind of with you when Dan said Rashad Penny. I kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit, but then I remembered a little fact. Do you remember where Rashad Penny went after he had that great year with the Seahawks? He parlayed it into a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's true.
You want to know how much the Eagles used him that year?
8 plays.
He was a healthy scratch for the entire year.
Yep.
So that I think elevates Rashad Penny back into the conversation.
Discussion. Okay.
Possibly.
I'll flow right with the river with that.
All right.
And so one of the players that has not been discussed is Paul Richardson.
Oh, good pick.
Okay. He played 6 years. Okay. And these first there's really not an awful pick in any of these. But we can't go with James Carpenter. He played 10 years. We can't go with Bruce Irvin. He played 12 years. We can't go with Frank Clark. I'm sorry. He
Yeah.
played 9 years.
He also had a really good. He also had a really good
He
tenure with the
did.
Seahawks.
I liked
did.
Frank Clark. Yeah.
So there's German Effaldi. Is that
Jermaine
great
Ifedi.
name?
Yeah, Jermaine
Okay.
Ifedi. Yeah.
Effetti. Okay, great name. Okay, but even he played 8 years. And but LJ Collier wins it. Okay, 6 years, and what came after that is the clincher. So he wins that award.
Yeah, it's a tough
Oh.
one. Now, okay. While Dan is researching this, he looks very hard at work. So
We're gonna have some fun here. So we're
All
gonna
right.
look at Dan's tweets of the Seahawks
oh,
and Pete
boy.
Carroll. This is gonna be
boy.
fun.
Oh, no.
Man,
This is gonna be fun.
the
The
unraveling of a Dan.
Seahawks made my worst fears come true, choosing Pete Carroll over Russell Wilson. Granted, it's a hell of a haul, but damn.
Okay, we all felt that way during the trade, but that tweet, I'm gonna have to. Pete came out of that looking like a genius. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I've been continuously saying that Pete Carroll has got to go. I've been saying this for years. I will continue to say it. I will die on this hill. At Mina Kimes. Mina.
How many times have you said I'll die on this hill?
Multiple times.
I would say
Multiple times when it regards to Pete a lot.
You're going.
This-
going
Are
out
we
of the
going to
gates
quote
for
Mina
Peter.
Kimes now?
Probably. I tweeted at Mina Kimes, who, by the way, she's delightful.
Yes. Shout out to you, Mina.
Shout out to
she's
Mina.
a Seahawks fan, so she gets
She gets a pass for the ESPN gas bags. Anyway, Mina. Hawks have to fire Pete. I'm sorry this has to happen. Also, Pete Carroll looks like a retired tennis champion.
It's because he's got those shoes, man.
All right. For the fourth time in 5 years, Pete Carroll has cost this team the season by not adjusting to the game plan. Pete has consistently thought, "Oh, let's keep running the football. Let's run the ball." Sure, where has that gotten you? Nowhere. Remove the handcuffs from Russ, you old bleep.
Oh man! Oh man!
Well, that's pretty direct, I'd say.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I am a Hawks fan. In order for them to rebuild, they need to fire McDumbass Pete Carroll. Then it's a rebuild. I'd fire Pete Carroll if I had the chance. This from 2018.
Oh man,
We're going way back
for a while.
Oh man, you're going way back into the dinosaur era.
I've been saying this for a while. Pete Carroll needs to. I feel terrible for this one. I've been saying this for a while. This from September 2018. I'd fire Pete Carroll if the Seahawks team goes 9-7 or worse. I'd go full steam ahead on the Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz.
Oh,
yeah, that was not one of my proudest moments.
You should have kept that in a safe somewhere.
You should have scrolled past
that.
Yeah,
you should have kept that locked away.
The 2021 season, with the loss of the Rams, the Seahawks have clinched their first losing season since 2011 when they went 7-9. The following April, they would draft Russell Wilson. I proceed to quote tweet this fact. It's not like I've been calling this for the years. For literal 4 years, I've been saying the Seahawks to fire Pete Carroll. If Russ got hurt, in parentheses, which he did, the Seahawks would be exposed. What else do I got here?
Oh, man.
Well, this is some dark ages right here, man.
Just
kids. This is exercising the demons on Seahawks Sessions, everybody.
Let's see what I got here. According to multiple reports around the league, the Seahawks might have a forced retirement for Pete Carroll. Blah blah blah. That's
Wait,
fine.
when did you tweet?
2022. 2022.
Okay, that was like a year too early, right? But
2018, I'm done off with Pete Carroll's head.
Oh, jeez.
I was a very angry individual at this time.
Yes, you had it. You had it.
People will say Pete Carroll's a great coach. So explain this to me. Why the F is he getting smoked by San Francisco here? If he's such a great coach, then why does he refuse to change in all caps?
Well, I must say, I will be excited. I talked a little bit about it on NCR, but I will be excited to watch the AFC West this year because I think it could be a very entertaining division. And also, he will make them better. But the Raiders don't have far Like their bar, especially at quarterback play, Geno will elevate their quarterback play for sure. He's better than having Aiden O'Connell out there.
Now let's check the other Twitter account.
Anybody's better than the Raiders. Issue is the division they're in.
Yeah.
And if you remember 1 week ago, I predicted that 3 teams out of that division are going to the playoffs.
Yes.
And
yes, we all did. Yeah.
And so that's a tough, if they win 6-7 games, they're in the right, they're headed in the right way.
Yeah. That's a huge improvement.
I'm just saying, because they've got the running back. We all like them.
Yeah.
They've got the tight end.
This is
We all
great.
like them.
Mhm.
We, Smith, bless you. Okay.
Yeah.
Up till the end. Okay.
If I'm the Seahawks, I'd clean house and start over. Keep Russ, obviously, but trim contract salaries. Do what made the Patriots great and shit salary. But Pete Carroll has to go. It's time. 2021.
2021. You were on this one. You're like the Energizer Bunny.
People think that I'm such anti Pete Carroll because for the Super Bowl. It's not just that. It's multiple reasons. People will say Pete Carroll's such a great coach in parentheses. That why the F does every time his offenses do well, he takes the keys and makes them pedestrian again. He refuses to adapt to today's NFL. Refuses. Maybe Pete Carroll runs the whole damn show and it's his way only. Why is he still giving reps to guys like DJ Dallas and running the same effing offensive plays? I have no idea.
We don't need to discuss him anymore.
Are you gonna defend Darrell Bevel, Dan? Are you gonna defend Darrell Bevel?
Where's the sound? Where's the sound?
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
Oh man. All right.
Starts a conversation like that. I just sat down.
Does that answer that question for you, Dustin?
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else I got here. The Pete Carroll controls everything. He's a fraud.
Oh man.
Damn.
Yeah, this is going for years.
Yeah, you've been making I don't know, like a
Who's stopping
the demons?
Pro Football Focus tweets, who's stopping this offense of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Julio Jones, and Russell Wilson? And I said Pete Carroll will.
Julio Jones.
Well, this was 2021 after the Falcons were shopping Julio Jones.
Oh,
around.
yeah. But I'm like, Julio Jones. Well, and Julio was fantastic, but the Falcons knew because all of his other stops, it didn't work out. They knew when to cut bait on that one.
They did because he couldn't find the end zone.
Yeah.
Connor Miles, friend of the show, if Pete Carroll is able to develop Sidney Jones into an all-pro corner, I'm going to lock myself into a room and never come out again. I respond, he won't because Pete Carroll.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Pete's taking strays here.
This is nothing new.
Pete's taking strays. You would have hated me.
You need to put this, 6-shooter to bed.
Yeah.
You
know what? It was pretty.
Pete Carroll has been gone now for, some years. So,
and that's why little trivia. That's why some of my fantasy teams are called Rock and Roll McDonald's because of one coach, Mike McDonald. But it's also
Jesus.
Do you know the song? Rock and Roll McDonald's?
Yes, I'm very well aware. Yes, I know.
There we go. That was a little
nice
little
job
there.
Nice job. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, follow, subscribe for more content like this, and be sure to join the live streams Fridays at 8 p.m. and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. for Time to BS. Fridays for Seahawks Sessions. Also, BS Sessions may be coming back soon. No idea. We'll find out down the road. That's Kevin Wilson. He's coming to you from the great state of Texas. Dustin's coming to you from the capital region of Albany, New York. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. We'll see you all in this life, and we'll serve the next one. And enjoy the game, ladies and gentlemen.
that's right.
Go
Enjoy
Hawks.
it. Indeed.